Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 3 between Invictus Gaming and LFY. We are watching the StarLadder I-League Invitational Season 3, and this is the upper bracket matchup. We are in Game 3, so that means the two teams are tied up one game apiece. I am Luminous, and I'm joined by Tsunami, and once again, we're going to see IG go back for the Earth Spirit, no surprise there. And the Gaze of Death Mirana, also no surprise there.
Does this man not get bored of this hero? I get bored of seeing it. I can't even imagine what it's like to play it for like 3 days straight, nothing but it.
I mean, this is a man named Super, play like 2 years straight of Dragonite. I think that might be worse though. This is still okay, I guess.
Yeah, well, it did fine in the previous game. It was the first game on the hero that he's lost throughout this qualifier, but I don't think it was Mirana's fault. I just don't... I still think it was the Tri-Lane's fault. I think that just set up IG for failure, because if their lanes went bad, then all of a sudden Gyrocopter just was slightly outpacing all of your heroes, and he was the kind of hero that can show up and push towers and show up to gank attempts and everything, so I don't know. Hopefully IG play a little bit more with their head on straight this game.
Yep. Also, how much do you think the Elder Titan did? He was also the other weirder hero next to Tusk. Honestly, personally, I don't think he did much.
It's difficult to quantify how much an Elder Titan does, because a lot of his power comes from his natural order aura.
True.
And so a lot of times,
LFY,
even though you don't see any big ol' like earth splitters or any stomps that get a lot of heroes or something like that, just the fact that you're standing next to enemies and your spirit is standing next to enemies, it can have a significant impact, but it's just so difficult to be able to judge it. But it did find the off lane, and he got farm, and so those are the two main things that I can say that he did a good job.
Sure. Alright, we are in the second phase bans. We do see the Death Prophet being banned out, which surprisingly, it was OP that played a very good DP in game 1, right? So I'm surprised that they're
that's correct.
taking that one out. I'm gonna get the Afu Night Stalker. I said it was his best hero, although game 1 he didn't have the best performance. Hopefully he's gonna have a better showing here.
Right now, to me, it seems like Tusk is his best hero, because that Tusk performance in Game 2 was leaps and bounds beyond what I expected from the hero.
Yep. You know, are you surprised at all that Shaker hasn't really been touched? No bans, no pigs?
Yes, actually. Well, I don't know 100% sure if he hasn't been banned, but him not being picked at all is definitely surprising.
Right.
There are some, like, heroes that we saw earlier in the qualifier that just aren't showing up. Like Oracle was seen for a little bit, he hasn't been showing up. Doom was seen for a little bit, he hasn't been showing up. DK was seen for a little bit, he hasn't been showing up. It's like each day, I mean obviously it's different teams playing each day, but they seem to have their own thing going on within each series as opposed to caring about what's going on in the greater world of Dota.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because I know, in particular, Afu plays a really good 4-position Shaker, which is, you know, rare these days. Alright, we are in the second phase. We shall see what IG is going to pick up for themselves. Probably Necrophos. No, Bat Rider. Okay.
Necro's still in the pool, though. We'll see. I don't think they'll want to pay. I mean, more often than not, we've seen a lot of teams with Necro just ignore AA, but I don't know. I'm always skeptical whenever I see it happen, because AA has been a very successful hero recently, and so you can't just keep being like, whatever. We can pick a Dazzle and Necro into an AA. It's no big deal.
The team also don't really have the greatest of burst damage, so it'll be hard to set up any quick Reaper Scythe kills.
Invictus Gaming's turn to
Tie Hunter.
That's true.
Alright. I like it.
I saw Tide yesterday. He was in
Counter.
the off lane.
No, he was mid, playing against a Broodmother.
Oh, yeah. But, well, he was mid because Brood went mid, and then Brood went offlane, and then Tidehunter went offlane. So he was like a direct counter, yeah. And he was also briefly laning against a Batrider, and then Batrider, if I recall, was able to kill the Tidehunter. But by that time, the laning phase had ended, and it was like a extended laning phase. So
no. He didn't kill the Tide. I think Faith Beyond ended that game perfect. Remember, he was like,
oh yeah, you're right.
6-0 or 7 or something. So for sure he didn't die. All right.
Yeah, but this time there's nothing specific to counter.
Well, it's kind of seen as a soft counter to Batrider because you can't grab him, right? So he's always in the front line, and it's really hard to jump past him to grab somebody else because if you do, he'll just ravage your whole team. So it's not a direct counter to the Batrider, but it makes Batrider's life very difficult to play. Which explains why the 4th pick Disruptor comes out, because Disruptor is really the only support hero in the game to control the Tidehunter through his Kraken Shell. So it's good to see that IG are picking a counter. And I think this is one of Q's best heroes. He's extremely, extremely fast on casting Static Storm, especially against Blink Initiators.
So you see this Tide as more of like a... Whenever I see Tide, my immediate thought goes to his laning dominance, because these days that's why you're picking the Tide, is because it's the Viper of supports, where you can just dump him in a lane and you never really need to be concerned about him, and you never really need to help him out. He's just going to always be able to get farm and be able to survive the lane. But this, like, there's no melee core that he's trying to counter. I guess he can do okay against Batrider in the fact that he can crack and shell off the sticky napalm, but aside from that, like, Anchor Smash is just going to be used to farm so far.
Yep. He doesn't do too well against Mirana either, if that's going to be his laning matchup.
Right.
Because he has Kraken Shell, you don't want to get a Stout Shield, but here's the thing, you don't get Stout Shield to a decent level, to like level 5. So that means all the way up to that point, you're eating a lot of harass from at least Mirana, and a little bit from the Disruptor, so... You're right, it's definitely not a good laning Tidehunter game. Hey, we were talking about this.
We were. And the man himself... He's like, oh, you wanna play the same hero over and over again? I'll show you how it's done. Super DK.
I've done this 4 years ago. Till now, so.
Been there. Yeah. I've forgotten more about Dragon Knight than you've ever even known.
There's a...
5 seconds remaining.
There's a Chinese phrase, which might sounds really memey now that I've translated it from Chinese to esports, or to English. But okay. it goes like, I've eaten more salt than you have rice. Which means like, because rice you consume way more than salt, right? So the phrase going like, I've done this so much more than you have. But now that you throw the word salt in it, it's just, you know.
Okay, so it's like, I've done this on like an order of magnitude more than
way more than you have, yeah. So Super has, you know, played so many more DK games than Gaze of Death has on Mirana. But anyways, we got an Ursa final pick over to DK. That is the counter on the mid lane.
Yeah, and it's going to be a pretty good one, because I don't think that AA is going to be able to do too much if they do want to dual mid it. Sure, Chilling Touch does provide a little bit of magic damage, but AA's right clicks are not going to be very much, because Ursa has so much armor early on that the ranged harass, while nice, is not going to be enough to zone him out against Fury swiping a DK.
Yeah, as soon as DK buys a Poor Man Shield, DC just doesn't do anything. So I think that basically means Night Stalker.
As soon as Ursa buys a Poor Man Shield,
sorry, I don't know what I said, but I think that basically means Night Stalker has to sit in mid, because as soon as Ursa comes in on the DK, you just need to nuke him and slow him down. Or else I think DK is gonna have a really rough time.
Yeah, and in some situations you may be like, okay, well, we could do like what the Broodmother was countered by last time, which is just have the Tidehunter follow the Ursa around. But even then, I think that Ursa still comes out on top. And
yeah,
then,
I think Ursa beats
that means that, right, and then Mirana has an even freer lane, so this is a pretty solid 5th pick by LFY.
Does he have the,
and of course, you know, Bobica Earth Spirit, as per usual.
Oh, he's got the hat, right? This is the Alpine set?
The Alpine Ursa.
Yeah, there you go. How much is it going for these days?
I don't know. Last I checked, it was like $300, but that was like years ago. I'm sure it's only appreciated since then.
A gift from ZZZ. These pro players don't buy shit.
maybe it's from another pro player. Or maybe it's like how General got his Legion Commander Arcana. He fake gifted it to himself.
Pretty sure it's probably from like the IG management. That happens pretty frequently.
Yeah. Probably.
You know, they use that vast resource not to give them a better training facility or better taken care of when they're traveling.
You think my boy Gaze Death would play Mirana this much if he didn't have like $500 worth of cosmetics on her?
They literally gave OP
They're
a
both
hat.
Gifts.
Actual hat. Yeah,
it makes all the difference in the mid-lane.
he would play Mirana. Because he's only allowed to play Mirana. I'm still believing the fact that Q thinks he's a trash carry player. I'm kidding about that, but it's like, yeah, you're playing Mirana, so they ban it.
The battle begins.
Alright, here we go. No sneaky rune takes. And it does seem like DDC is thinking about starting mid. He's blocking the lane here a little bit. Or is super man enough to be like, nah, I got this 1v2.
I think at least one quick round of chilling touch and then you can leave. Because Ursa did start out with a poor man's shield, so you're not going to get very much damage after your chilling touch debuff times out. Oh wow, he goes for cold feet at level 1.
Okay, throw him. Get him back. Away, heathen. Oh god.
Okay. Well, he zoned Ursa out of one last hit.
Hit him. There you go. Hit him through that poor man's shield.
He's doing some damage. And this is through a shared Tango branch, I believe, so, you know, he's doing his job.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, it seems like Inflame went for the body pull. Like, through the creeps, and that's why he was able to get the creep wave under his building, but it's running through all of his regen. Sitting at 80 HP right now. And Q...
Oh wow, and Q really wants to get another static shock off.
Yeah.
Thunderstrike.
Q is going in right now.
These days I never see Tidehunters going for that Iron Talon recovery. It used to be the thing, as they managed to get a Cold Feet Dragon's Tail combination on the Ursa. Wow.
You don't expect DK to take stun it too, but...
No, I guess, I mean, that was the reason why DDC went for Cold Feet early on, but at the same time, you don't expect an Ursa to fall victim to that.
Yo, this is like the way to play mid. You see? Super buys a bottle, be like, go Courier, find me a rune. Kick back.
Oh, kick back.
The stun's gonna be there, the slow is gonna persist. Cold feet on OP. Oh god, stun him. Oh,
The range?
It did get off the stun. Okay. Oh, he needs to get on the top. Bottle him, you fuck. It looks like he tried. Looks like he tried.
He was out of charges.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it's that Orb of Venom. What are you gonna do?
Nothing. Nothing.
All in all, I think OP, like, kind of comes out ahead on this, because DK is now level 2, OP is level 3.25.
Nah, DK's about
So
a
even though, I mean, is he though? Because they have the same number of creeps. I mean, yes, he is about to level up, but OP gave up First Blood, but he has a level advantage.
Yeah, he does. I guess Boboka has been sitting in mid lane, but less sappy. Whereas Ancient Apparition has to kind of sap if he wants to harass.
Yeah, exactly.
Afu!
Oh, and no.
Behind enemy
He's in a tough
lines.
spot.
Yeah, that's a kill.
Look at slow and stun.
Hit him.
Oh, he's trying to juke the kick.
Ooh. Nope.
Not gonna happen. We didn't provide any predictions. It's okay, 3.5 minutes and I'll still let you decide, as now Tidehunter dodges the arrow, and that actually saves his life. Oh man, Q wants another Thunderstrike, but it's not gonna happen.
I like IG Shraff a bit more. I feel like Ursa is a straight up hard counter to a lot of these core. But I'm not gonna predict against my man Super playing Dragonite for his 8,000 game, so.
But it's Boboka Earth Spirit.
Yeah, we just saw that game. We just saw that lose.
7,000 games.
I'm going with the Super DK, dude.
Are you telling me that if Super DK loses this game, you will no longer have faith in Super DK?
No, I will always have faith on Super DK. No matter rain or shine, Super DK.
I respect that.
It's the sun that rises from the east, man. There you go. You see what's happening right now?
Why?
Oh,
I see it. Oh, but you see
kickback?
that?
Yeah, he's still dead, dude. Got him.
Nice attempt, but a very fortuitous invis rune picked up by Afu. Right at the 4-minute mark when nighttime hits, you couldn't ask for a better setup as a Night Stalker.
You know, like the Dota 2 pro community is such a hipster community, right? It used to be that where Earth Spirit never like kick allies like that, and now that 1 or 2 people does it, they're like, oh yeah, that's a thing. And now everybody is looking to be you know, soccer players. Throw in on the mid lane, kick back. Okay, the stun's gonna be there, but okay, can you actually walk it out? Boboka doing a lot of work with the body block and the poison. One more, he's gonna get off, but it's the regen, the stun, the turnaround.
Oh.
You never doubt Super DK. Never. And now they got the shrine.
That breathe fire damage reduction, though, that was instrumental.
Yep.
It hit all 3 heroes that were attacking him, and the ranged attack by Disruptor was diminished. The right clicks by the Earth Spirit were diminished, and even though there was that Orb of Venom still ticking, the Dragon's Blood was able to out-regen it.
Perfect.
They're not happy with that. They want to go again.
Oh, they're actually going in. Where's the Kofi? It's gonna take in against Q. Kick him away. I'm not sure about Super. He's going a little bit too hard, and he gets the 1 kill and spends money before he dies the 2nd time. But here comes XSS as well. And DDC will get brought down.
Well, the supports are pleased at how this whole thing is going on so far, because both mid laners die, so everyone gets a bunch of experience in the mid lane.
Well,
And there's a casual, like, 6 heroes mid.
yeah, they're just sharing that experience.
Welcome to patch 7.
Alright, Afu doing what a support does, taking every boundary rune off the map.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, he's been doing good.
Yep.
Within the first 2 minutes of his first night, he's been doing a lot of work.
The 2 carries doing rather well as expected. This is actually the first few times we don't see a tri-lane stacked up against a tri-lane. Instead, we're going to see the standard tri-lane versus off-lane, and as you expect,
Radiant's top tower is under
carries
attack.
benefiting from that.
Carries are benefiting from it, but I think LFY as a whole are taking more advantage of it.
Yep.
I think Lifestealer does a lot more with early farm than a Mirana does. And
Well-
now XXS. Oh, Boboka!
Okay, if that's back out here, Monet. Not going to be able to kill Boboka. Now this Night Stalker is somewhat stranded. Does not have a magic stick against the Bat Rider. Will slowly waddle himself.
Firefly's gonna time out, though.
Walk it. But Q's going to try to cut him off. Thunderstrike. Roll. Is he going to juke it? No. And that should be it.
Radiant's
Killing
top
spree
tower
on XSS. Okay, he's farming well. Back in the mid lane.
Another cold feet combo.
Man, OP is having a really rough time. He's going to walk out of it. A couple more right clicks. No. Not going to walk out of it at all. Have you looked at the net worth on the mid lane? Dragon Knight's up by 1,700 in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh.
about that one. That is a straight up feed by Boboka. Are you doubting
Make
this
that
DK?
1800.
Yeah.
I was doubting. I mean, this is not like a new combination. Dragon's Tail into Cold Feet, that's been a thing for a long time. But OP refuses to respect it. At least hit level 6, and then once you're able to purge off the Cold Feet debuff, then yeah, do whatever you want. But just get experience. You don't need to play this aggressively as an Ursa. You are up against a dual lane. You don't have your Earth Spirit constantly babysitting you, whereas this DK always has AA babysitting him.
I don't think he's trying to be aggressive. I think he's just trying to get last hits in the lane, and I
Yeah,
can't
but that's what I'm
fault
saying.
him for that, right? Like, what do you do? Is stand back for
can.
4 minutes and not get any last hits, and just watch Super
No.
deny City all over you?
You get your experience, and you get something like, I mean, he's jungling right now, so it's not like Ursa's a bad jungler.
All right, he gets his level 6.
Okay, well now he can go back to the lane.
Well, once every 40 seconds or whatever that enrage cooldown was. That's what you're
I guess
suggesting.
so. That is what I'm suggesting, I suppose.
I've talked to some pro players, and they're saying that like sometimes your mid lane is bad, but you can't like stay passive. Then the other mid laners, if they know what they're doing, which Super definitely does here. He'll just get even a bigger lead. Just by like zoning out, getting last hits and stuff. So
that's true, but that's why I don't advocate leaving the lane altogether. Like, at least some hero needs to be mid. But if the mid hero that you've selected is not having a good time and could be potentially getting farm elsewhere, I think it's okay to do a lane swap and then allow like an Earth Spirit to soak up experience in the mid lane instead. If he dies, no big deal, it's an Earth Spirit. But if your Ursa keeps dying, that's not a good look.
Oh, we're gonna see rotation coming in. Super does have that dragon form back up again, looking for a kill.
Batrider already has a blink dagger.
Yeah. He's got a killing spree, right? And he skipped a soul ring that
true.
we normally see players go for these days.
These days.
Yeah. So he's gonna have it for this base defense, or sorry, this tower defense if he wants it.
I don't think they should go for this. AA is 6, you see a dragon form, clearly this lifestealer has been doing nothing but farming. Yeah, they're gonna
Afu's gonna tank this gank. That's good for them if Afu tanks it.
Or they can just kill them.
Well, they're gonna throw everything on this lifestealer. Lifestealer, can he actually pop off the rage? No. That's the one kill. Tidehunter need to port into this fight right now. Fight's still going on. Do they have detection? No, they don't. Oh my god, the sentry is just like a tiny bit off.
Tide has an invis room, but it's too little too late. IG have gotten what they wanted, and then got an AA on top of what they wanted, so that's a pretty solid rotation coming out.
Yep. First lasso, gets the carry, gets the support. Doesn't defend the tower, but still.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it was a difficult situation for LFY. That's an area which they had no vision. They didn't have a good ward up here. Oh wait, actually they did have this ward. So I would have thought that you would have been able to play around where the lifestealer got pulled into, especially because AA's Ice Blast connected pretty solid. But I guess once Breathe Fire is down, you're kind of down for the count with AoE damage because Tidehunter was not in the fight.
Right, they also... The problem is they also try to focus on Ursa, and Ursa's just popping rage, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, we actually can't kill anybody.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And this game, we will see Tidehunter going for his... Was it a hood?
Yeah.
I thought yeah. So we've been seeing that every once in a while. Again, this game I think is legitimate. You're still gonna have to be concerned about Ursa, as they want to go for an infest. Nice.
Afu flying over. They will see XSS porting in here. Thanks to that ward again, and they're gonna try to cut from the back line.
This would be pretty good, because they can continue moving up.
That's the one kill. You want to be getting a little bit more than that.
Oh. Yeah, which they are kind of wondering where to go next, but IG split. They're not going to be able to find anything else. And instead, OP on the mid lane.
Ooh, they're gonna blink lasso and kill him? I mean, he's gonna break that lasso thing. Takes enough damage. The arrow connects though. Ooh. I mean, the Kraken did come and do work, but it didn't matter. Fly breathe.
Yeah, no, that was really well staggered.
Yeah.
OP like had the opportunity to just start going ham on the lasso target, but they wanted to prime up an arrow, and then once they primed up the arrow, even then Ursa didn't attack. He wanted Mirana to get into position for that double Starstorm, and then they poured in the damage.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if you have Kraken and when by the time you Kraken you're dead. Ooh, Rowan here, but he gets stunned immediately. The regen's gonna trigger here, and now Paps a magic wand. Bubblegum trying to run away from this one. No more mana. Nope, he's got one more void, but Bubblegum walks up the high ground. Nice silence, and Bubblegum is gonna survive. And now glimpse back here on Afu. Afu trying to turn around, but the napalm is slowing him down. But here comes Mr. Ravage. Well, not yet, because he's kicked, and that kick boulder his stuns everybody on the back line. How is this Earth Spirit doing so much work? The Static Storm on top of everybody. Can they kill the silent? Oh my god, he cannot get off the Ravage. They're still playing with him. Super is gonna go down as well. Alright. Both Q as well as Boboka is playing out of their mind.
Q MVP to Q. That was so beautifully done. I can't believe he actually had the range and the vision for that. I don't know if he had placed this ward like intentionally right after that fight broke out, but he just caught Night Stalker by the tip of the glimpse range that wasn't even maxed. It was a 3 points in glimpse, pulled him back, finished him off, and then Tidehunter came in, and it was such a perfectly positioned Static Storm that Tidehunter didn't know where to go. It was positioned in such a way that, you know, if you want to go towards the Radiant team for a Ravage, you have to walk through the longer half of the circle of Static Storm, and he couldn't get out by the time Ursa poured in a bunch of Fury Swipes into him.
This really reminded me of how Game 1 played out, where LFY just had very slow-moving heroes. We saw that team fight, they basically decided to go back out, and then go back in, and then go back out, but things like Napalm, the kick has been just like stunning and slowing the whole team. And that was enough time for... The Static Storm wasn't... I don't think it was even combined with a kinetic field. They were just kind of like... right them down during the silence, so... LFY needs to get some items that could increase their mobility. The drums is a good place to start for super, but I'm looking for things like a Blink or Shadow Blade. Definitely a Blink on the Tidehunter. Tidehunter going for a Yule Scepter.
Huh.
He wants to survive the storm. No, survive through the storm. Because if he's under the storm and kinetic field, there is like gets to right click on him. So he wants to live.
I mean, I guess so, but does Radiant care? I mean, like, as long as he's not getting ravaged, that's all they care. They don't care about how he's not getting ravaged off. Also.
Nice cutoff here by Afu. And that means nobody's helped the Batrider. They will lose the Night Stalker, but now OP caught out. They got the Dragon Tail Sun. The Ravage even spent. That was a huge miscommunication by Inflame. Because that's all he ravaged. Dragon Tail was there.
He was concerned that he didn't know that the Dragon's Tail was going to come out, or either that or he didn't know if his team would have Dust. So he was just like, I have to cancel this TP, but they had the Dust, they had the Dragon's Tail from the DK who was TPing onto the Shrine, so yeah, that was definitely a wasted Ravage.
Looking for this defend in a perfect position to roll out and drop off some stuns. Kick. Gonna only hit one. They know the Tidehunter's right there. The Batrider comes in. They're gonna try to blow him up. I'm not sure whether that's actually possible. XSS dropping very low. He's actually gonna get stunned by the Kofi. Ice Blast on top of his face. He is dead. On the right side, Inflame walking back out. He doesn't have Ravage anyways. A nice diffuser play, slowing down Super Tower. Going down to Monet. And it looks like LFY should be able to retreat. They might lose Afu. And Gaze of Death is gonna connect us to 0. Do we have a glimpse? 1 second cooldown. And yes, they got the glimpse barely on the tail end. DDC. That's a nice +1.
It could have gone a lot better though. Almost Mirana's arrow connected after Bobika's initiation with the Boulder Smash into the DK. And if they were able to get the DK, that would have been perfect. But after the stun didn't connect, Disruptor was just like, I have to silence someone, so went for the Tidehunter. Tidehunter, obviously with this hood, he's not going down anytime soon, but at least they get 2 targets, just not 2 cores.
Well, we see how that little bit of miscommunication previously by the Tide and the DK has really cost them, right? Had they had a Ravage there, that would have been a totally different fight. I don't think IG could even go for a tower defense if Tide had Ravage.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're back to a 1k let worth need, and IG is burning through these smokes non-stop. This might be one of their last couple ones. Night Stalker, or sorry, Batrider leading the charge. And looks like they're gonna loop from the top.
Radiant are scanning.
This is a Shrine fight, though.
Still no Ravage for 20 seconds. I think that's the timing window they're looking for. Lasso's gonna find one. Ursa jumps in. Nobody save him, and he's gonna go down away from the Shrine. Great angle of approach. Tidehunter's like, here guys, I'm here. Nobody cares about him, and now they're gonna drag the DDC back. DDC's gonna go down as well. Tidehunter ports the tier 2. And he's out.
That was a really good smoke rotation because they didn't even have vision. All they had was a scan confirming that people were at the Ancients. It was lucky that at that particular moment Lifestealer was farming away from his whole team in the jungle, but still, it was a good idea to go for the loop as now.
Wow, they're gonna try to burst him down. Kinetic Field, Static Storm, everything on top of him, and he cannot get off his Ravage again. Magnetic Field now, this time onto 2 heroes. Batrider stunned up. Looks like he's gonna try to walk it off. They follow Afu as well, and it looks like it's gonna be Afu going down. Despite the early lead that LFY's had, they're just losing every single team fight. Inflame is just controlled every single time.
Inflame is controlled, and the rest of the team is also... Bobica is... I don't think he's had anything fewer than a 3
They have a Blink Dagger on the DK.
Boulder Smash.
Blink in, Infest's gonna pop out, they're gonna blow him up. Alright, that's pretty good. And here's the thing, TIE Hunter is coming back alive right now. They have Ravage. Can they walk into Roshan and take Aegis?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't
Too high
think
HP.
they're able to do enough damage. Not until Lifestealer has a Desolator, which he's not actually going for a Deso, he's going for a Halberd first item.
Illusion.
Oh, good time to get that Blink DK, because that really salvaged the situation. And they even keep their tier 1 alive, so.
Take that.
Even in the land range, actually.
No, which looks like Monet is going to ignore it. DDC is going to ignore it. Okay.
Yeah, probably didn't realize it's in the land range. Alright. Heaven's Halberd. Good pick up here against the Ursa.
Yeah, for not only is he going to not be able to purge off the disarm, but the evasion is going to be very important because these lassos into arrows, like if the arrow does not connect and Lifestealer just gets a little bit of time alive, then chances are he's going to get saved by the rest of his team because Tidehunter can come in with a Ravage, he can infest into somebody, so every attack of evasion could help.
I wonder if Flame should have picked up a magic wand. It feels like a lot of these fights he's just barely getting his Ravage off. If he had a little bit of extra survivability, maybe it would have made a difference. Afu walks up, gets initiated on right now, and that is going to be a quick pick. Arrow not going to clip on the back line, but looks like DK could not find a stun. They didn't have detection on this back fight. And what a critical mistake. Now Super gets dragged in, okay. And now Static Storm slowing down the TIE Hunter. Can it get off the Ravage? Well, not before the Dragon Knights did. They're doing such a control, silencing the TIE just long enough. And Ursa is doing enough work, and now they're gonna get the TIE kill as well. IG just outplaying LFY, making them look absolutely silly. Monet will be the one porting out, but that's 4 dead. And IG now thinks about going into Roche.
DK not being able to find a tail right after he blinked in was
Big
critical
mistake, yeah.
for IG winning that fight, yeah. And not only that, but he thought he was okay since he still had a haste rune bottled, but Gaze of Death has been burning through these diffusal blade charges, and so he purged it off, and then DK was caught inside of the kinetic field Static Storm. He went down. There's no good position for Tidehunter to come in because he doesn't have any positioning items yet. He doesn't have his Force Staff completed, so he walked up. By the time he made it to the high ground, his DK was already dead.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate that Afu took the initiation because he had all of the detection. Sentries and dust on him. Had he been able to drop off some detection, I think the fight would have gone much better for LFY, but as such, LFY is really behind now. 3k deficit to IG, losing the Aegis and Cheese, or rather just the Aegis.
And this gold is going to good use. Ursa's gonna finish up his BKB and just like 500 more gold, and that's gonna be such a value item for him. It won't help that much with Lifestealer, but for every other hero, like DK is not gonna be able to go toe to toe with this Ursa at all. And if you, I mean, given how IG has been initiating, he's gonna be able to pull it off before Lifestealer can get the disarm on him.
Well, the other thing is that he doesn't have to worry about dancing around that Ravage. Not that the Ravage is really even coming out because Q's been on point, but let's say Q messes up in one fight, the Ursa still won't be controlled, so
Right.
this is looking really grim here for LFY.
Q has been, he's been playing really good on this Disruptor.
This is his best hero. Like, every time they pick, well, he picks a Disruptor for himself, he always plays really well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, DK backs off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They have this dire ward, so they see, I believe, both the smoke and the moonlight shadow, so
Oh, they want to lay a trap here.
almost, yeah, because they have Ravage Force.
Get the Bat Rider, that's the target. Bat Rider first one to go out, and Ravage very defensively gets the Ursa on the right side. Now, keep in mind, he has Aegis, so they don't really want to go for him. That Static Storm really late on the back line. They want to kill the Dragon Knight in the front. Okay, Dragon Knight will go down, but he takes the Ursa with him. Mirana doing quite a bit of right-click damage. Now, Ursa blinks back out. Looks like they will be fine. The Silence doing a lot of work. Is Boba gonna be okay here?
Bobica?
Oh, they got vision on him. He'll be okay. That was a great fight. They traded DK for 4 kills, including the Aegis. They can't get any buildings off of it, but...
It could have gone a lot worse for IG, though. Like, they fell perfectly into the trap. Like, that was... You get your leg caught in the bear trap, and you're like, oh, Jesus, what do I do now? But they recovered well. Sometimes after a Bat Rider gets initiated on like that and fails his lasso, then you'd be like, we gotta panic and leave. But Mirana was willing to stay and fight, Disruptor stayed and fight, and that allowed them to get a kill on the DK. And so, at the end of the day, like, you did
They
lose
lost
your
4
Aegis.
heroes! How is that recovering well?
Yeah, but they didn't lose any cores. Mirana got out and Ursa got out. Whereas DK, the now number 2 top farmer for his team, did go down.
I suppose. Yeah, and DK has really fallen behind. He was number 1 in net worth a certain time this game, but now... The thing about
I wonder if he's gonna go for his XP gain talent this game.
I'm thinking about it, because I think for DK as a hero, hitting that level 20 is extremely critical. It's one of those games where he might have to be forced to take the 300 HP. But I could definitely see a contention for the 120 GPM, so... But we'll see if he takes the 40 experience gain.
I'll take that.
Because they need some way to get back into this game, and they don't have any Midases. And Lifestealer with a first item Halberd, that's great, but it doesn't really speed up your farming that much. Yep. And it doesn't help with taking towers very much, and it doesn't help with taking Roche very much. It's pretty much purely a teamfight item.
And they're not doing great at these team fights, apart from just winning that last one.
Right.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Also, I'd like to see Inflame finish that Blink Dagger ASAP. I feel like then they actually get a Tide Hunter on the team. So far, it doesn't feel like they have a Tide on the team.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, this just seems to be the go-to build. It's easier for a Tidehunter, that's for sure, because the hill up to that 2250 gold, it's the long one, and sometimes you'll just perpetually be trying to make your way over with reliable gold, and you'll have to show up to fights, and you'll die because you don't have any initiation. So, Force Staff is a good compromise because it's also a defensive item, so it's easier to build and it's a little bit more reliable, but you sacrifice a lot of your initiation power as a result.
Yep. Dragon Knight finishing as BKB. It's not exactly the best BKB game as Bat Rider and Ursa, which is a combo that could just kill you. Don't care about your BKB. But still, there's a lot more stuns and AoE damage that he can mitigate.
Right. Cool. The Moonlight Shadow. Super. Does not really know what's going on, but I guess that sixth sense is tingling because he walks up and with their gem. Do they have a gem? Yes, Nightstalker has a gem. Yeah, they back way the hell back.
Yeah, LFY really wants a BKB on their Dragon Knight before they can take a fight. So, best to avoid all the fights for now.
Also, Tide is pretty close to Blink Dagger now. And aside from all that initiation power that we talked about, it also finally gives Lifestealer another entrance into a fight, because so far he's had to jump into a DK every single time, and when both of your cores are in close quarters like that, Disruptor is more than happy to plop down a Static Storm on top of that DK as soon as he jumps in.
We haven't seen Q like do crazy Static Storms yet, where he normally predicts where you're gonna land and just storm right on top of a supposed empty area, and you blink into it. And you're like, oh god, why am I here? But, the man has been performing extremely well already.
Yeah, he has. Tidehunter is going to have his Blink Dagger money. DK has his BKB money. So, if there was ever a power spike, it's gonna be right now.
Yep,
the only thing is they don't have the best vision right now.
Well, it is Nightstalker in the nighttime, so if they go for a smoke, they should have the vision advantage if he does fly as well. Here we go. IG is gonna...
IG. Yeah, they are terrified right now. Rightly so. You don't see anyone farming on the map right now. It's nighttime, as you said, and with this Nightstalker gem, all of their vision has been eliminated from the map, so might as well just play it safe.
LFY searching, but I don't think IG has moved from this spot. They literally stood there for like the past 30 seconds.
That's good. This is impressive patience.
Yeah.
Many teams would get bored at this point and be like, ah, we've been here for like a good minute and a half. We can go farm now.
They're moving out as a squad. Roshan, not up. Moonlight Shadow's gonna... Ooh, I think this ward might have seen the Moonlight Shadow a little bit. And they're saying, look, top is pushed. We gotta make a decision right now. Are they actually gonna just hit the building? Seems like the case.
Unless if LFY show up.
Oh, no. They decided to go back. A pretty deep Radiant ward here. Sees quite a bit.
And one that won't be countered. That's a great location against a Night Stalker who does not have an Aghanim Scepter.
Right. Bubblegum really loves this spot. I think I've seen him on this.
Yeah, he really does. It's good. I like it.
Oh god. Oh, he's gonna see everything right now. I heard the lasso going off, and that's gonna be on the Dragon Knight, a very tanky person. The Ravage hits on everybody! And now it's gonna be XSS, first one to drop. Monet going on the backline here. Afu's gonna be fine up on that hill. They're gonna focus on Bubblegum. On the backline, looks like ooh, Dragon Knight blinking around, kites around the Ursa, gets a kill. Bubblegum, can he roll out? Yeah, he's rolling out.
He wants to finish the DK. He knows, he can smell the DK.
Oh, DK's got stunned. Who's finishing who, man? I don't know. DK says thank you for the kill. And I'm blinking right into the farm. Alright.
Yeah, there were 17 Fury Swipe stacks on Super. One more right click and he was done.
Well, you don't normally see this, but Tie Hunter did the most damage in that team fight. The Blink Ravage.
That's power of Blink Dagger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
strikes
exactly.
true. And LFY right back in the game. Ooh, especially if they can get this Aegis.
It's not going to come free though. XXS and the Mirana are both TPing. Toss out an arrow.
They want to fight again.
Got his HP.
Dragon form ends, but the Infest is in there. Do they have vision on the side of the hill?
Disruptor.
They see Q. Infest pop back out. Ice Blast is going to be there. That's going to be a kill. And now, do they actually want to fight this? Leap in by Mirana. Joined by the Ursa, but great disarm by Monet. You wasted that rage, but still, doesn't matter. DDC, first one to drop. Arrow's going to hit on Inflame. Inflame does not have a Force Staff anymore. It looks like he will also get picked down. That means IG's going to get that Aegis. Ooh, back and forth this game.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth IG going for that fight, even if they lost the Mirana as well. As long as Ursa survives in the end, that's the most important thing.
Looks like they will just get the Roche for free, unless Super makes a heroic Aegis steal. He's switching it. Okay, no.
Yeah.
He backpacked his bottle for a second. I was like, uh-oh.
It's happening. Well, they give the Aegis to the Mirana, they give the cheese to the Ursa, and IG reclaim their net worth advantage.
So DK did not go for the experienced talent.
Aww.
40 damage is a lot to pass up, though.
It is.
Batrider?
XXS.
Yep.
Goodbye.
So that might have
You know how much experience he could have gotten?
Yeah, that's true. He did win like 2 team fights after he took his other talent.
Yeah.
But that previous kill on the Batrider, it might have seemed like, oh, why did you get ganked by that? Like the Night Stalker was so close to you, but it was nighttime, so the vision that Batrider does not have. Feels bad.
No, it's okay. I don't care about that hero having disadvantages. If you've been good for like 5 years straight in competitive Dota,
Has he ever been bad?
I think. Yeah, when he was first in Dota 2, he was garbage, but that's because Sticky Napalm was super bugged.
Yeah.
Like it like wouldn't slow people properly, and it wouldn't give vision properly. It was a terrible spell, and that's the time that I used to play Batrider because I love playing bad heroes.
You know, back in Dota 1 when he first came out, he had like 68 base damage at level 1 or something ridiculous.
What the hell? Wow.
And now he has like what, 40 or is it 50?
Yeah, I think it's 40.
Yeah. Ice Frog likes to when new hero comes out, he likes to
Make
like,
him OP.
make him OP so more people play it, so that he could get like more data on it faster.
Bug reports. Yeah.
Like that's why when all the new hero comes out, they're a little bit over the top. XSS gonna find Afu, but he can't because his, what do you call it? Darkness O'Clock. Can't see shit, dude.
That's right. Can't see nothing. 600 vision? What the hell is... You can barely even see your own auto attacks as a disruptor.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I never thought of it like that, but yeah, you're right.
We might get this tier 2 though.
Oh, look,
It's
Bubblegut's
pretty
back on a
low.
spot.
Dire's middle tower is under
Dude, at a certain point, teams are going to start scouting that spot out.
He's like,
against
this is
Goku.
my home, man.
tower has fallen.
I have a ward up here. I'm good. I heard it
I'm
infest.
surprised they placed this Radiant ward. This is going to get countered very quickly by Night Stalker.
Okay. But I mean,
Thank you.
if you win a fight, right? That word is worth it.
Well, this ward was more to make sure that whenever they pushed the tier 2, it was going to be uncontested. But Night Stalker can just, like, eliminate that as soon as he walks by. Which I'm actually surprised that
It's so up,
so
dude.
far
Yeah.
it is, but that's because I mean it'll go down soon.
Oh,
I'm
they're
surprised that IG
checking
have
it.
not invested. Oh, look, he scouted it. He was like, Boba's probably up here.
Yeah.
I don't know why IG haven't gotten a gem of their own yet. I feel like it would be pretty valuable, seeing as how Vision seems to be their number one hindrance. Every time they're going for fights, it's either darkness or all of their wards have died.
This game is really. Oh god, I'm getting some Kala.
Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower
you
has fallen.
went robot mode on me for a second.
Okay, I'm back. We've been playing for a while now, but we haven't seen any lead bigger than 5k. I want to say.
No, it's been even.
Yeah. Oh, they
So
scan.
that might change soon.
Oh, OP popped his ultimate to farm right under a scan, but they don't go for the scan hero. They're gonna go for a gaze of death. All right, hit him, son. But he pops a BKB.
Oh.
He's fine. Now they're gonna go for Q, I think. Q's in the trees. They fly. They see him.
Bye.
But all of that for a 5
That's
position
force
support.
Yeah, that's a tough call because they have this ward and they've successfully scanned out a target. And so if you don't see anyone in this radius, then chances are someone's farming the ancients. And if someone's farming the ancients, it's probably the carry. But they didn't go for that scan, so I'm a little bit surprised by that decision making.
They might also be one of those things where they think that he would have been gone by the time they got there, but he's still the most high value target.
Yeah. I still get a disruptor though, so not a total bust.
Oh, Dragon Knight is about to hit 20. I think this is where the hero really takes over. 18, 19, 20. 18 for the Frost Dragon. 20 for that. One of his amazing talents. I wonder which one he'll select. It's always
I think you go for the GPM, because against an Ursa, 300 health is like 2 more auto attacks. Right?
I don't know. Well, he won that GPM right now. Hitting him down.
This Bat Rider just disarm
He's
a
dead.
lassoing Bat Rider.
Yeah, that disarm seemed questionable.
Oh, Monet's gonna get out. And we'll never know what DK would have taken. I don't think there's anything they could have done to save that DK. That was just... It was this ward. Oh my god. It was
Still
this
up.
ward.
Yep.
Dude. Oh my
Best ward
god.
ever, dude.
Imagine if Night Stalker just ever walked in the mid lane at some point. That
Blink
DK
Ravage!
will be alive.
On a couple hero, Ice Blast is going to be on top, but the Static Storm pretty good as well. They're going to try to kill the TIE Hunter, and they will. But OP down to about half HP. He doesn't have Enrage. And there's a buyback coming out here from the Mirana. Glimpse backwards here. They want the life, so they're good. Kinetic Field keeping him trapped, and Monet's stuck there trying to fight out. He has a Rage. He's barely alive. It looks like, I think the Armlet Toggle failed or something like that. Yeah, Bubblegum jumps in for a stun. Not going to be able to do it. After all of that, they only got the Mirana, who bought back. And now the TIE Hunter is going to have to buy back as well. Dragon Knight's back in 3, but tier 3 has gone down. And looks like Gaze of Death.
Melee racks?
Yeah, I don't know about this. Gaze of Death.
Top tower
He
is
still
under
has a
attack.
BKB, and I think that's why he feels confident enough to sit in the front line. Oh, Lasso
Whoa.
again. Cool down. And again, they're going to go in, but this time no Ursa, so I don't think they're going to have enough to actually kill him. Double Force Staff.
Nice force.
Back to the high ground, pops the Shrine. And now BKB's activated again. I think Dragon Knight could now engage.
Radiant's top tower.
Fuga's lead the charge for the team. Provide that vision. Fly over. They see Boboka. They silence him up. Dragon Knight pop that DK for him. Goes right on top. He didn't activate his BKB. He finally does. And now he's on the run, flapping his wings. He's still okay. Nice disarm as well. Still hadn't taken his talent, by the way. So we still don't know. Now he blinks back in. Everything misses. And OP's trying to cancel. Oh, is he gonna stun? Oh, he gets stunned. Tail end of that BKB runs out.
Oh,
Alright,
God,
yeah.
Mafu's gonna. Oh.
Right, Super. What will be the choice? You know, if he takes the GPM talent, he's lost like, at least like, you know, 60 gold.
What do you mean? Oh, wait. What do you mean?
Well, because he could have taken it
he
like
took the
2
health.
minutes, like, right? He would have made
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
of gold
that's
from
true.
that
Well,
passive GPM.
That's why he takes the health, I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't want to lose efficiency. That was a handful of questionable decisions by IG. So whenever they landed that kinetic field Storm, whenever the fight first started, Ursa targeted the Tidehunter the entire time. And
Right.
Tidehunter and Lifestealer were both inside the storm. And Tidehunter already ravaged, so what do you care if he's still alive? The only threat... Oh,
Jumps in, goes for XSS. Oh my god, all the Force Staff, and the arrow now connects on Super, but god, he's got 300 extra HP, man. He's fine. He's good. He pops the BKB, takes the gem. I'm out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But I do agree with you, the focusing on the Tidehunter, I mean, eventually did force him to buy back, but, you know.
yeah, but I would have rather Lifestealer had to buy back if I'm IG. The only thing is that maybe you're worried about the evasion, but honestly Ursa does not care about evasion too much because you don't lose overpower stacks on missed attacks. So if you miss and you're underneath overpower, your next attack is still going to be like max attack speed, so you lose like a grand total of 0.1 seconds. So I'm very surprised that he did not start to try to get Lifestealer down to critical HP, but
Yeah.
instead he went for the Tidehunter, and Tidehunter did die, but then Ursa died, and Mirana had bought back, and there was like, well, I'm not wasting this buyback. We want more than a tier 3, so we're gonna stay and fight. Batrider went for a lasso, but it's not enough damage if you don't have the Ursa alive to kill the DK. They got the combination off with the arrow after the lasso, but then DK just BKB'd, and all of a sudden IG had no more damage.
DK actively on the hunt. Has now a Heaven's Outbreak on top of that BKB, so could really protect himself now versus the Ursa.
Yeah, this Ursa, he's gonna be disarmed a lot.
Yeah.
I still don't know what was the deal with that Batrider disarm, but sometimes you just gotta click.
It's about map control now as Roshan is alive.
Roche is up.
Yep. Hard to really sneak it though, because Ice Vortex constantly thrown inside the pit to light it up.
Yeah, and because IG spent so much time after killing the tier 3, they haven't taken down this top shrine either. Because otherwise that would give Ursa a lot of room, but the shrines are still up, even though they can technically be taken down. And there's no real easy way to get in there, so everyone's just gonna stall around the pit.
Radiant are scanning.
Okay, interesting scan position. Maybe expecting some sort of aggressive smoke ganks. And
Yeah.
Lifestealer's been inside this Dragon Knight for like a while now. In fact, you could probably pop back out and pop back in.
That's the play. If you get caught out, then you think you can take the fight, and you're like, no way, I can't take the fight. Need to reinfest. I mean, he's pretty stacked. He has Desolator, AC, Halberd on this Lifestealer. He's doing pretty well. Oh, you're right. It was off cooldown.
Alright, IG goes for a smoke. This is a very good time to smoke. Daytime is still relatively fresh.
Dire
Yeah,
are
exactly.
scanning.
Actually, it's only 1 minute left. So, maybe not so fresh. Okay.
If you could force out the darkness, though, that would still be nice. This is a long loop around, though.
Are they gonna smoke into the pit? Are they gonna look for a gank?
I don't think they can go straight for this. That
Yeah.
seems risky.
I mean, there is a Deso in the Lifestealer, but Moonlight Shadow will continue to smoke gank, but this is the last bit of time they have left. Darkness
Someone
comes
needs
out.
to scout the pit, though. You need to confirm that they're not doing it.
Alright, they will... Oh, the smoke doesn't break. Alright, never mind, they don't have smoke anymore. Fight's gonna happen right now. Ravage on 4! Ice Blast on top of everybody! 3 melts immediately. Ursa tried to TP out, but that is all she wrote for that team fight. They could go for mid. They could go for Roche. I think mid is vastly the superior choice. My god. Inflame, on point. This ward, seeing everything. Because the Moonlight Shadow...
Man.
Yeah. The smoke ended, so...
Yeah.
That ward saw everything.
And even though Ursa and Mirana used their BKB, it came out after the Ravage, so it did not matter. And they're gonna go for tier 4s?
Evidently not.
I mean, they push super fast.
Yeah.
They've got AC Desolator Dragon form. But okay. Go for the safe one. This is an elimination game after all.
No, not elimination.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're in the upper brackets right now.
It's a lower bracket knocking game.
You got him. Oh, Courier?
Oh, it's Courier.
Oh no, that's their Courier. Just kidding.
Oh, you know, I got confused.
Alright, now back to the Roche. IG, they know the Ravage is down, but they're just... They gotta defend, Miranda's not back, so... You can make the argument that LFY just won the game off of that one engagement, but they still want to come fight this. OP. Okay, slow down. And them out. That was rough for IG.
Yeah, it was the dream initiation for a Tidehunter, and it was a good attempt to find some pick-off, because neither team could go directly into Roche. They needed to get some sort of fight going first, because it's too risky to go straight into the pit. There are too many ultimates to be concerned about on both sides, so yeah, unfortunately LFY just had the upper hand.
Have you ever seen a Scotty Dragonite?
I don't think I have.
Oh. Let me see a Scotty Dragonite.
On that.
Inflame is really far ahead of his team. Ice Blast is gonna miss as well. Ooh, that Force Staff over the cliff. Nicely done. Because I was thinking, if you're looking to tank more, as an AC just better?
You already have an AC on your team.
I suppose, yeah. Heart, I guess, is not the best against Ursa. Alright.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to kite, that's the main thing.
I mean, you have Dragon Breath
Scotty
already.
slow. Yeah, but it stacks. Scotty slow is 35%. Blue Dragon is 30%. That's a lot of slow on each attack.
So Ursa is gonna be 100 movement speed.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And through BKB as well, so.
Alright, high ground.
Last stand.
Well, we're gonna watch Monet push the building. They're gonna drag DK back in, right into a static storm. They're gonna try to kill him. And they're doing a very good job doing so. Scotty apparently not enough. Also, arrow connects on Monet, takes a little bit of damage, glimpse back, but he's infest into a creep. Buyback on the Dragonite. They want to fight this. Infest pop back out. Boboka is dead. But Dragonite porting to the shrine, so he's taking a long time walking back in the fight. Still though.
Yeah, I guess we failed to mention that Disruptor finished off an Aghanim Scepter.
Ah, I see.
So that was a muted static storm inside of that. But not quite enough, unless if you kill DK again.
Here's the thing, this time Inflame still has the Ravage.
Yeah. And Life Source was
Link
Aegis.
Stun, Ravage is gonna be there, gets 3. Ursa's dead, Batrider's dead, Q soon to follow, Force Staff into the corner, trying to TP out. Wow, nope, not gonna make it. And they're just running him over. This is gonna be the last set of racks, and Boboka calls it. IG will lose to LFY 1-2.
Both of these teams are pretty even, and pretty much every single game this series, I can pinpoint like one specific mistake that a team made that automatically had them like losing the game.
Right.
I don't remember what it was in game 1 because the series has been long, but I very distinctly remember in game 2 there was an attempted shrine fight where things went very poorly, and then in this game IG thought they were in good shape pushing that high ground with Mirana's buyback, but what was at one point an advantage with their tier 3, they turned into a disadvantage once all their heroes went down. And so neither team is looking like perfect right now. It's just who made the mistake first and who made the bigger mistake then.
Well, normally we would take a break here, but no rest for the wicked. We got another exciting best of 3 coming your way. LGD versus Invictus Gaming Vitality. I think that both of these teams, very similar to the series that we just casted, is going to be relatively equal skills. So we're going to change the overlays a bit, take a short break, wait for the teams join the lobby, but we'll be back, guys, for the next set. See you guys in a bit.